The year of the snake is right around the corner! Finally put up my adorable little Chinese New Year decorations, and in today's vlog I'm going to share with you guys some of the things I've been up to in the 2 weeks leading up to Chinese New Year. The funny thing about the year of the snake as compared to all of the other zodiac animals is that Chinese people don't seem to like snakes. I went to the neighboring town of Huanghu to pick up Chinese New Year decorations, and I expected to see snakes around every corner just like I have with all the previous animals in all the previous years. But actually, there were barely any snakes, and of the snakes that I did manage to track down, barely any of them were passable as snakes. This, for example, this Abomination is supposedly a snake. It's got little ears. It's got the face of a human baby.
这个可爱的有点过分了，不像个蛇呢。
真的那个可怕了。
This one is also ridiculous because it has arms and legs. Okay, I think it's passable for it to have arms, but the fact that it has arms and legs, it looks like Barney. After a lot of hunting around, I finally found, out of all the snakes that don't look like snakes, this is the snake that looks the most like a snake. This will be a very nice addition to my front gate. And while we're here, today it is 2 weeks away from Chinese New Year, and all over Hangzhou and all over the country there are these things called 年货节 popping up, and it's basically a giant market where you buy anything you could possibly need for Chinese New Year. Clothes and snacks and gifts. Look at all the snacks. There are snacks here I've never seen before ever. Look at this. We've got this whole line of market stalls here. We've got these statues of all of the 12 Chinese zodiacs here, and then right in the middle, as a perfect extra touch, someone is growing bok choy. Classic small town life, y'all.
老带鱼100块钱一盆，小姐姐快来买，这个鱼是很 nice 的 ，OK 的了鱼了香，漂亮的鱼。
这个太夸张了，这个美颜。
这个挺好看的。
我像个卡通啊。I bet you $5 there's going to be a Prada or a Gucci knockoff in here. Let's find out. I know there's one in here somewhere. I know it. Oh, I knew it. At least make it look like a Prada bag. Come on. 会啊。
在中国待了几年
6年。
那你牛逼的。
Well, it's been a productive afternoon here in Huanghu, but the vlog is not over because I'm going to take you guys through several other things I've been up to leading up to Chinese New Year. So today we're having a little party at our office here in the village. There are cute decorations everywhere, food cooking on the grill, including one of the local specialties, which is sticky rice inside of a bamboo husk. And this looks like it would be a really easy task, just like stuff it all in there and be done, but actually the hole is very small that you have to cram it into. Stop. Y'all are nasty, I know what you're thinking. So it actually takes quite a lot of patience to fill this puppy up. Patience that I don't have. It's fine, I'll do it. I love bamboo rice. While these bad boys are cooking, let me show you the game that we're playing today. It's kind of like the Chinese equivalent of double Dutch jump rope, but with bamboos. And just like I was horrible at double Dutch growing up, I was also horrible at this game. But it's fine, because a lot of my colleagues from other parts of Hangzhou who never played this before were terrible at it too. 燕子，你不是农村长大的吗？怎么回事？The time has finally come. Oh. It is flawless. Every bite is different. Some parts are crispy, some parts are chewy, some parts are soft. It is excellent. So what else has been going on around here leading up to Chinese New Year? A little craft show and a performance. Lots of meat hanging to dry in the sun. More cute decorations. And an overflowing package rack since everyone is buying things at this time of year. Oh yeah, and one more thing. fireworks and firecrackers. Lots of them. You know Chinese New Year is coming when someone is setting off firecrackers the second the sun rises. You know Chinese New Year is around the corner when you keep hearing this pop, 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 pop noise coming from the neighbor's yard. The kids are setting off mini firecrackers that go off when you throw them on the ground. Last year, the Year of the Dragon, I actually showed you guys a ton of Chinese New Year festivities in the village. Check those videos out if you haven't seen them yet. But this year, I got extra time off work, so I left early to spend Chinese New Year somewhere super far away. In the second half of this vlog, I'll be sharing with you my cross-country train ride, starting from the night before in a grocery store in Hangzhou. Friends, we are in Hangzhou for the very last night before our 12-hour train journey. We're in the grocery store picking up some snacks, and I'm loving the Chinese New Year festive vibes in here. See all the lanterns hanging on the ceiling, and they're playing this absolute jam in the background. Does it not get you in the mood to buy snacks? If you're wondering, they do have normal sized carts, but I felt it would be over dramatic because we're only getting a couple of things, so we're using the baby cart. Also, because of Chinese New Year, the fruit is packaged in these very aesthetic boxes instead of just being like a pile of fruit. Now you can bring this luxurious looking thing to your relative's house for a gift. I found the mother load of Chinese New Year gifts right here. See, the main thing people give for gifts during Chinese New Year is food, and a lot of it is the same food you would just buy on a regular basis. But if you just showed up at your relative's house with just like a pack of Chips Ahoy, they'd be kind of like, it doesn't fit the Chinese New Year vibe, you know what I mean? It doesn't match the aesthetic. But if you show up with this, now we're talking. We came just to pick up some snacks, but ended up leaving with a box of pears big enough to feed a family of like 10. They're actually from Xinjiang, so he couldn't turn them down. Yep, this is coming on the train with us.
The time for our departure has come. We are at Hangzhou West Station, right here with this snake that doesn't look like a snake. Don't mind me, just here hanging out with this literal Teletubby with scales. This is Hangzhou West Station. We actually prefer to travel from this train station because it's only 35 minutes from my village, and it's also quieter than the main station, which is a really important thing during Chinese New Year because this is the time when most of the country is trying to go somewhere. Every single seat on every single train in most of China is completely booked at this time of year. That's why we got here an hour in advance. Because if we miss this train, there are no more trains. As I mentioned, there are not enough tickets for the amount of people taking the train, so our tickets are actually only to the neighboring city. The remaining 11.5-hour journey, we don't actually have a ticket, so that's what we're doing right now, is like paying for the difference. We were among the lucky few seatless passengers who snagged a spot in the dining car, which isn't really the dining car this time of year, it's just extra seats. Why not take a plane, you might be wondering? Usually, a plane ticket would be cheaper than a 12-hour bullet train ride, but not during Chinese New Year. Anyway, how did we spend this ridiculously long train ride? Munching on all the food we brought, getting some work done, watching the scenery, working on learning Uyghur. Eventually, 12 hours, 5 provinces, and at least a dozen pears later, we arrived. And someone ate too many pears and has a stomach ache. We have finally arrived. We are here in Kunming. This is my first time back in Yunnan since 2022, and I'm so excited. This is one of my top 3 favorite provinces. I will see you guys next time, and I'll be sharing with you my Chinese New Year experience here in Yunnan.